Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. I want to say to John and his wife, it was a great presentation. And I believe that all the commissions should send the results to both of us. It doesn't make any difference, to send it or not send it. So I think that they all should send it to them. I'm going to do my presentation. I can afford T-shirts and extra people, so I'm going to do it from there. My website is very simple. I don't do a website for the public. I don't do ratings. I don't rate fighters. I don't rate fights. I work for the commissions and I work for the promoters. I try to make a very friendly and easy to follow website. I'm going to show you the promoter's part that only the promoter can see, the commission's part that only you guys can see, and how you can approve or not approve a fight. Like I said, it's very simple. I don't think it's going to take 20 minutes. Also, I follow everything that the ABC require, and I hope you guys are happy with it. And of course, I will answer any questions after, and I will be outside for the next 2 days. Thank you. Okay, this is the promoter's site. Like I said, this is not a website open to the public, so it's not any kind of presentation. The promoter, each promoter will have a number like they have now as a customers, and they will have access only to this part. I put the Santa Cruz Frampton as an incoming show. The promoter will see this part. He will fill up all the information required, place, commission, promoter, contact number. After that, he will add the fights. And bear with me because he will add the fights. After he add the fights, he will put the fighter's name. After he add the fights, he will log out. And the moment that the promoter is out, the commission will receive an email telling him that the Santa Cruz Frampton is on their part of the website. This website can be only seen by the commissioners. So the commission will go to the fight that it has received. He has the date, the time, the promoter, the contact. In this case, there are two promoters, the location, and the state commission. He gives you the card. I put 4 fighters. You have a spot to make a medical request. Each commission have different medical requests. You will check the fighter. If you need any kind of medical exam, you will put it there. And any remarks that you have, if you approve the fight, you don't approve the fight, you go to the fighter's record. Before you approve the fight, I imagine, you will have his federal ID number was given by California, the day that was issued, the day that expired, his record, and the fighter history. You can click in any other records and will bring you the fighter's history. The weight, the result, the label he fought for any title. After you put the comments, medicals, or remarks, you log out. After you log out, the promoter will receive an email telling him that you have seen his upcoming fight. I talked to a commissioner and I asked him what it was better, to do this in the end of the day or do it every time there are changes. The commissioner told me that sometimes he made changes on cards 3 or 4 times. So every time you make a change, the promoter will receive it automatically. The system will send, the same that the system sends to you an email telling you that the promoter has a card for you, the system will send automatically an email to the promoter telling him you has reviewed the card. After the card is approved or disapproved, you can take a look at the final card, the card that you approved. See that both records got the juice. I know they were playing with this before, no? I don't know what John. Okay, I will go back to that one. Stay with me. I will try later. Okay, this is what you receive after you approve the fight. Now, this will give you the option to put the results there, and this will automatically come to me, or you can use the sheet that you normally use. You have the feeling that Texas and Nevada have been using that one for a long time, and maybe they prefer to use that. But you have the option. This one will be automatically, and at the moment that you fill it up, it will be on the results. The only that you need to add are the judges and the results. You can put the suspensions. Then we give you the option to put the suspension yourself, or I can keep putting the suspension like I'm doing it now. Then again, it's your choice. I was requested to the commissioners to have access to the suspensions. The commission will have access to only put and take the fighter that they suspend, but you will have access to the whole suspension list like always. And also, you can issue a federal ID. If you want to do it, you can do it. If you want to issue the federal ID, you can ask me the way of doing that. You have the suspensions and federal ID, you have both options. And then, of course, you have the contacts of every commission. Let me go back. If a fighter is suspended, I'm going to take Chavez Jr., that is a name that I remember, and he was suspended by Texas. If a fighter is suspended, you call the record. You will receive a request for a fighter in a fight. When you call the record, it will come. Concert service suspension, a red mark all across. And that's the suspension. Definitely the suspension administered from Texas. I also put that mark in some, when it's license denied, that some commissioners take it as a suspension and other ones not. Also put that red mark when a commissioner requests to be called. Some commissioners say call before license this fighter or call before approving the fighter. That will be your choice to do it or no, but at least you are advised that it's something on this fighter's record, on this fighter's comments that you want to see. And finally, we have the boxer index. The name of the fighter, this one again, the fighter is suspended, and you will see that mark on the fighter all the time until the suspension is lifted. Once again, the commission can lift the suspension, or they can send an email for me to lift the suspension. Otherwise, it's okay. Now, with the fight, if you have a fight and you decide to fill up our form, this is how it's going to look. Again, you know, if you do it there, you don't need to worry about sending an email of anything. It will be in the system as soon as you finish the show. And that's how it's going to come. We're going to have the name of the judges. I took these ones from Pennsylvania, I believe. The results, federal ID numbers, date of birth, the weight, and if you see any comment, the fighter is suspended, you will put it there. Like I said, I made something simple, quick. I didn't want to make it too complicated. I know, you guys have a lot more stuff to do, so this will be exactly what you requested. I'm done. Yes, sir.
Real quick question.
Hand on the mic.
I don't think
Keep on his screen all the time.
I hear mostly, but the question I got, going back to the big red marker cups, I didn't see on there what the indefinite suspension was for, although when you get individual records now, it's on the sport road.
Yes, yes.
Is that somewhere in your system?
Yes, it is. In this particular case, was an administrative suspension, so I say administrative. Now, with if the fighter needs any kind of medical, neuro, orthopedic doctor must clear left shoulder, it will be in the comment exactly the way that you sent it to me. Sometimes, some commissions put indefinite suspension and then they put the medicals. And other commissions don't put indefinite suspension, they put the medicals. Remember, if the guy needs a medical exam, he's suspended. And this time will be no doubts, you will have the red mark, and you will know exactly what the fighter needs. The fighter that failed drug test. Some commissions don't put that the guy tested positive. I say there are some legal issues, and not everyone can put that. So, for example, let me see, California, Nevada, New Jersey, they use Maryland, they use a code, violate rule X. If you send that one, everybody will know what that violation to our rule is. And if you are not too sure what it means, contact the commission and he will tell you. But every time you see a rule number or a rule number on the record guide, it's because he tested positive. I give that information forever on the fight. So you know, there are some fighters that tested positive a couple of times. I think it's important for you to know that you're dealing with some fighter that he already did this twice. It wasn't an accident. The same with the suspension history. The suspension history is always in the fight. Some fighters have been suspended to take you 3 or 4 times. I think it's important for you to know. If in a suspension, say, contact commission for, say, for example, like Virginia, has banned a few fighters to fight in Virginia. You should contact the commission to ask them why you banned this fighter from your commission. Normally it's because they have no skills. But it's always better that you keep communication with each other to be sure what was the reason for that commission to take a determination like that. The federal ID numbers, you can put the federal ID numbers or you can ask me to put it. After the last convention, I request passport of foreign fighters and driver license of local fighters. Some commissions, they told me that they illegally cannot send that information. I understand that. What I find out also was that many of the foreign fighters, especially Mexican fighters or Central Americans, they have two last names. And some people don't understand how this system works. You see in the passport somebody named Garcia Perez. Well, the last name is Garcia, it's not Perez. First is the father's last name, then it's the mother's last name. So when you have a foreign fighter, you want to put the federal ID, but you're not sure how the name goes, just ask. I know it's not easy, because some guys have 3 names and 3 last names. So you need to make a choice. Well, I will tell you which one it is. And to finalize my presentation, the people from MMA is going to show you what we've been doing together. We've been exchanging fighters, and I put in the record of the boxers. If the guy is an MMA fighter, you will see MMA fighter and the reference number from the MMA. And the MMA start doing the same with the federal ID numbers. So I think it's important when you put a guy in the MMA system, if that guy is a boxer, please give him the federal ID number. If you ask me for a federal ID number and it's a pro debut, but you know the guy is an MMA fighter, please tell me he's an MMA fighter. So we keep exchanging. So I'm going to give them a few minutes.
As always, it's been 8 years now. It's a pleasure and an honor, a huge pleasure and an honor. It's the honor of my life to address you guys. For the last 8 years, Andy's my counterpart for boxing. Does what in boxing what I do for mixed martial arts. He's provided invaluable mentorship to me. The latest thing you alerted me to was that there's a number of fighters who are competing in both sports, mixed martial arts and boxing. The minute he said it to me, it made complete sense, because just in my personal life, I know guys that fight in both, a handful, and I'm just one person, so in the whole sport there's a lot. He's identified so far over 100. We're going to bring technology to the effort where we compare our 2 databases, and I'd imagine there's going to be many hundreds by the time we're done. I had hoped very much to have the technology ready for you to show, but I've got one full-time developer, and his wife decided this was a great time to take a 2-week vacation in China, so I don't have it ready for you. I'm going to blame his wife. She's a nice person. But, Jay, if you can bring it up. There we go. What you're going to see going forward should be ready, hopefully by the end of the convention, is that if an MMA fighter is also competing in boxing on a professional basis and she's suspended, it's going to pop in yellow over on the right. I know Andy uses red for his suspensions. We may just change that color from yellow to red so it's uniform across both. And we're going to have a technology solution to integrate the 2 suspensions. Right now we're just doing it by email. We're going to have a list of common fighters, and if an MMA fighter is suspended, I'm going to let Andy know that. He's suspended through email, and he's going to be doing the same thing back for us. And I'm hoping it's a modest but important step forward in terms of safety. Anybody have any questions?
Oh, I'm sorry. That show will be shown the same in our website. So we're going to use, like you said, want to put the system together, and everybody uses somebody already. Maybe an MMA suspension, but sometimes you have a guy that's going to fight and he's suspended an MMA with a medical suspension. So that will be red, and then it will be your determination to take that MMA suspension to boxing or vice versa.
Please.
No, I was saying the reason why you guys did not have a kickboxing battle. You guys do not knock out a kickboxing battle. And we don't really have a system for kickboxing. It would be good if you guys are both systems. I know it sucks for you guys, don't be involved. But bottom line is that we do need to protect the fighters that are kickboxing also.
Absolutely. If I receive information from you that a fighter will be timed out or or a kickboxing bout is under suspension for a knockout or for any other reason, we can absolutely integrate that into there. We can absolutely integrate that in there with a designation as to what the sport is.
That way it's important that I know I receive MMA results, but not from everyone. So it's important you send it kickboxing. I know Oklahoma has kickboxing. I don't know if other has, but California also. So they send the results. So that can be done in both websites without any problem. Yes, sir.
I appreciate you working with the MMA group on this and all other issues. If BoxRec happens to win the bid for this, will you work with them in the same capacity to share records and bring their system up to the standard that you require?
BoxRec?
Yes.
Everything is possible. I can tell you yes or no. You know, we talked last year, Sean and I, we talked last year, you know, we sit down, we talk, and we then came to an arrangement, but, you know, we're very friendly with each other. We're competitors, but, you know, everything
Yeah, because the last thing that we need, if there is a transition from FightFax to BoxRec, is a gap.
Listen, I would never walk away from this, you know, and that was one of the requirements. Randy also asked me, you know, if you want to be sure that I'm not going to, you know, close my book and disappear and tell you guys they can with you. I will never do that, you know. And I can say before, I'm making money. It's not a great amount of money, and I see that everyone that is in record keeping MMA or boxing can tell you that. When I was started doing this 20 plus years ago, I did it only for the money. But then after seeing so many bad things in rings, I really do it for the fighter. I will not close my books and maybe take the risk of some fighter getting hurt because I'm such a jerk that I close everything. I will never do that. Never. I'll be outside. I will, you know, this is going to be, I don't know the slow process, but every commission is going to need to have a password. It's going to need to have to start in the website. And also remember that boxing promoters are not the easiest people in the world. They've been doing this, everybody, like, yeah, you know, they've been doing this for 25 years with me, and they, you know, it's going to be hard. I know it can be done. With MMA it was easy because it was the first time that I do it. But it can be done. I know there are some promoters in Nevada, or matchmakers in Nevada that can be a little difficult, but it can be done. It's going to take time, you know. And I think that also you need to give me a hand to explain to the promoter that that's the way it's going to be done. That's it. It's going to be quicker, faster. It's going to be safer for the fighters. Because I'll be outside, and sitting next to the MMA, they separate us from BoxRec. They don't want us together. So if it's any question, you know, what we're doing together, when it's in us, I'll be more than happy to do it. I thank you all for your support through all these years, and I hope that we keep working together.